All right, let's get into it. My first topic today. We're going to be talking about plug-in boutiques, scalar EQ. When I saw this thing, I'm like, well, another scalar, like what are they doing? Because of you, all of you that may not know, plug-in boutique, they make a dope plug-in scalar. It helps you like write all your MIDI out. Like for people like me, I ain't the best when it comes to making compositions and all of that. So I'm more of a sample-based producer, but you know, I get down with the keys a little bit. So scalar helps you write out your different parts of the song, your bridges and everything, boom. It just helps you sound better, make better compositions. So scalar EQ, it does the same thing for EQ in my opinion. What does it do? Man, this thing is revolutionary. So basically, they call it EI, I don't know, AI, I don't know, they call it machine learning or whatever. We just call everything AI, but what it does is you put it on a source. You put the key of that source or the song into the plugin. So now any of your boosts and cuts are gonna be done like intelligently. So what I mean by that, so when you boost, it's only gonna boost the frequencies in that key. Tell me that's not nuts, especially like when you're mixing real drums and you're trying to mix them in key, when you're trying to get the kick and the snare to sit right, and you're trying to cut certain frequencies and boost certain frequencies. Now with this EQ, basically, whatever key the song is in, I can boost those frequencies in the kick or whatever source, the vocal, the synth, the whatever. And also what's dope about it, the cut part is what's nuts. So when you cut, it actually cuts everything from around the frequency. So as you know, when you play a note of something, a note is like, it's everything, it's a harmonic of everything. So basically when you play, let's just say a middle A, boom. When you play an A, it's 220 in there, it's 110, it's 55, it's everything up top. And according to how intricate that sound is, there's a lot of other frequencies in there too. So basically what's cool about this plugin, when you cut, let's say I got it in A, I'm cutting, so let's say it's a piano. You know, a piano's got basically the whole frequency spectrum. So when I'm cutting, I'm actually cutting the frequencies that are not in the key. Man, mind blown emoji. Tell me that's not nuts. Like, if you ever struggle with like trying to get a kick drum or a bass note to pop out where you got too much rumble around it and you're just trying to get that note to pop out, this the plugin. Like, they solve a lot of the problems that you have when you producing or when you mixing. This is gonna be definitely a big usage in like the electronic and hip hop fields, because in the electronic and hip hop realms, we use a lot of sub basses and we use a lot of synths. They got a lot of weird textures in them. So with this plugin, we can boost those frequencies and cut out some of the ugliness without losing like the musical key. It's nuts. It's also a shelf on there. They call it the magic shelf. So with the magic shelf, it's the high and the low. It's the high and the low. So when you cut the highs or boost the highs, it's actually playing around with your mid side. So when you boost in the highs, you actually boost in like the sides. You can make the width of something bigger. So that's how this can be used on like your master bus. It can be used on like a drum bus. It can be used like on a synth to make it pop out more, not just like frequency wise, but if you push the magic shelf up, it's gonna make the sides come out more. That's nuts, man. In that same musical key. Tell me that's not nuts, man. And when it comes to cutting, so when you boost the bass, it boosts the mid and cuts the sides. So yeah, it lets you play around like with mid side in a super simple way that's like intelligent, that makes a lot of sense, man. So this thing, like I say, when I get done with this little workload I got right now, is going on my master bus from then on. Like every beat is gonna be on my master bus in Ableton. I'm gonna save it. Like, this thing is nuts, man. Like I say, especially because we using these crazy synths with all these textures and all of that, this thing is crazy. Like, and it's got regular EQ stuff in it too. Let me get back to the cutting part, because I forgot really important part. Like I was telling you, when you cut frequencies out, it cuts around the key, or you can make it so that it cuts the key too, like you can switch it. You're not just stuck with it just cutting things around the key, because let's say you got a like a piano. I'm gonna use a piano. Let's say you got a lot of bass and a lot of kick and stuff in your beat. Yeah, that piano is gonna have a lot of those lower frequencies that you might not want, because you got all that bass and you got all them subs down there. You'll be able to cut, and it's gonna cut out those frequencies so they not clashing with the bass, because the bass is playing those frequencies. Tell me that's not nuts, man. Like, I tested it for our CPU usage. I put it on like 20 tracks, and Ableton, everybody know Ableton's probably got the worst CPU usage, and I still was only at like 30. So I'm not gonna put it on 20 tracks, but I put it on 20 tracks and I was at 30, man. So it wasn't too bad for our CPU. I don't get into the specifics because I use Ableton, man. If you gotta freeze stuff or flatten it down, you just gotta do what you gotta do to get it done. So yeah, man, Scalar EQ. I think it's like on sale for like $50 right now. I don't know if that's a Black Friday sale. It's Plug-in Boutique, so it's always, I remember Scalar always being on sale. I probably used Scalar like 3 times, and I bought it because it was always on sale, and it's Plug-in Boutique. They make dope stuff, but I never really needed it for my style of music. I don't need to get all intricate. I'm not really composing like soundtrack music and stuff like that, so I don't use Scalar that much. But this Scalar EQ, I'm literally gonna use it every day. So yeah, Scalar EQ is nuts, man, because it literally only touches what you want it to touch. And, oh yeah, I forgot another dope feature in it too. If you don't know the key of the song, like you could be using a sample, or somebody else could have played the keys and you just got funky on top. Like you could hit the button, throw it on the track, hit the thing, and it'll find the key for you. And it also does like auto-tune, how you can take keys out of a scale or add keys into a scale. Yeah, you can do that too, man. Like, it's nuts, man. It's nuts. You can restrict the scale so that it's only playing around with a part of the scale. Like, it's crazy, man. So, Scalar EQ by Plug-in Boutique. It's like probably one of my favorite plugins I've seen this year, to be honest, because it solves a problem I always had. If I'm playing around with this bass and I'm trying to get the bass and the kick to sit better, I don't want to ruin the part under where the kick, let's say I want my kick hitting at 80, 90. I don't want to ruin the part under 80, 90, so I can boost that part up with this EQ, cut it in the 80, 90 range with my kick punching, and then boost it a little bit higher than that. Man, come on, man. Yeah, this thing is nuts. I'm geeked about it. I literally just started using it probably about 3-4 days ago, and I've used it like 5-6 times since then. That tells you all you need to know, and I'm just playing around with it. I haven't done any real work with it yet because, like I said, I don't want to change my workflow right now. But yes, Scalar EQ, grab that, $50. Stop playing.